What potential are you currently expressing in your existence, the one life you get? What direction and trajectory are you unfolding towards? Are you moving in time towards something you desire? Are you moving towards your goal? Are you navigating and circumnavigating space and time to something you would desire, or are you settling for less? Are you escaping the individual that you are because you're afraid to confront yourself, or are you actually building and constructing an individual who gets the shit done? You see, most of you guys are a culmination of low qualities, and you desecrate yourself. You see, no one betrays yourself more than you. You wake up and you pretend like you don't live once, and you waste your fucking life with a bottle and a vape, and then you escape yourself because you're too much of a bitch to confront that pussy in the mirror. And so what you have to understand, if that is what you believe you're worth, then so will you unfold towards, and so will your reality reflect that, and your character will be something of a desolate, low-level piece of shit. And you will degrade and retrograde yourself, and then retrospect on all the times that you could have changed, but too late, and so now you die with regret. And so every day what we do is we demonstrate what the fuck you could be. We decimate the lower qualities, we replace them with positive habits, and then we cultivate and farm our habits. Are your habits farming you, or are you farming your habits? You see, most of you guys seek to escape yourself, and so your habits farm you. You pick up a bottle, you get drunk, you throw up, you poison yourself, you wake up worse than before, and then you continue this on an endless fucking cycle until you spiral to the casket. And so what we do is we simply lock in on ourselves at the highest level. You have to understand that the universe operates from a state of contingency, and so the contingency rate of you achieving your goals, if you're going to be sitting there with a fucking bottle and a vape, well, you're not going to achieve anything in life. You're going to be an inevitable failure who the only thing achieved was being a master at failure. And so what we do is we increase the percentage rate of us accomplishing our goals. We turn our potentialities through possibilities, and not just by fucking talking, but by waking up every day and actually transforming ourselves into the individual to get the shit done, by cultivating the qualities, the culminations of synergetic qualities to cultivate a formidable character, a primordial god who will walk through space and time getting the shit done at the highest level. And so most of you guys, you can't even confront yourself. You look in the fucking mirror and you don't even see something you admire. The reflection in the mirror is a low-level piece of shit. All you do is drink, smoke, watch porn, and then repeat. And then you go to your job, and then you hate working, and then you do nothing to change some shit. And so you settle for less until you experience more. But since you're so much of less, you actually never get to experience more. And so now we have to understand that if you truly want more for yourself, well, you're going to reflect this in the way you behave. This is going to reflect to the trajectory of your existence. You're no longer going to settle for less. You're going to get rid of everything that holds you back. And the chains of mediocrity are usually the people around you. You see, the people around you, they validate you in your inadequacy. They laugh at you when you get blackout drunk and throw up. They laugh at you and you sit there and play games when you're high as fuck, doing nothing with the time you have on earth. But I'm telling you, the moment you transcend those people and expand beyond them, when they're no longer in your reach, those people will turn against you. So what you have to understand is that the people you're around, you're going to be the sum total of. And if you want to get around people, well, that are actually developing and compounding, well, you need to join the personal development community. Because once you join the personal development community, you're actually around a community of people who are developing and growing through time. And you can ask them questions. You can make friends that are actually doing some shit with their life and who actually have intention. You have to understand that if you don't like the tension, if you don't like the active, compressing of your mind, the compression of to get active in the momentum, to get in that flow of actually compounding yourself as an individual and achieving your goals, well, you're most likely never going to do it. And so most people, they say, I'm going to, and then they fucking delay their personal evolution until they're like fucking 50 and die with regret. And so what we have to understand is that you have to take action now, in the now, right fucking now. And so join the fucking community and see what the fuck you could feed your mind to not be such a low-level piece of shit, because you will die a degenerative low-level piece of shit, and time will move forward without the remnants of your existence being made. And so what we have to understand is that if you want to actually accumulate significance in your life, if you truly want to be powerful as an individual, the definition of power is to influence to your desire. So if you influence reality to your desired outcome, well, you're powerful. And the moment you set yourself in motion for that, you become powerful as you move in motion, and you accumulate more power through the space and time continuum. And so everything in life is moving forward and progressing, but you as an individual remain immature as you use escapism as a replacement for your development. And so you guys have to understand that if you have no purpose, well, your purpose is going to be to negate the fact you have no purpose. And so negating the fact of having no purpose is picking up a bottle and escaping yourself, playing the video game like you don't have to level up in life. You have to understand that the way you move and maneuver through a reality is creating your life. You are your existential production. And if you're not producing shit, well, you're not going to be shit. And your life is going to be a phantom of the glimpse of the abyss that you had to experience. And so what you have to understand, that if you actually want to do some shit to change some shit, well, DM me on one-on-one on Instagram, and we could talk about what the fuck you need to get done to actually maneuver yourself to higher outcomes, to express more of that potential. Because you have to understand that the character that you are is not going to get the shit done. Every single person who's at a place where would be desirable to be at, they had to come to the conclusion that who they were being was not the person to get the shit done. And when you become the person to get the shit done through acquiring the blueprint and actually setting it in motion and actively pursuing it, well, this is where shit starts to change. But until then, you're most likely going to be stuck in the same metaphysical box, the same cubicle that you're stuck in mentally, and you're going to wake up every day and move backward in time. And you're going to deceive yourself like you're doing something, but in all reality, you don't know what you have to do. You don't know what you need to know to get where you want to go. And so the best thing to do is get the blueprint from someone who has it, and then set it in motion and accumulate power through time. And so what we're doing is we're compounding our development, and every day we choose to grow. And if you're not going to grow through time, well, you don't have to, but you will remain a seed in the ground going nowhere, dying a bitch. And so most of you guys can't confront that truth, and it may hurt, or you may feel some type of way about it, but in all reality, it's called fucking accountability. And so you should look in the mirror and take accountability for that bitch. And then when you realize that you lack accountability, well, you can do some shit to fix some shit instead of project some shit with that shit of emotions. You have to understand that your emotions are tools for creating reality, but the thing about you is you're too weak to bear the burden to transmute your pain into gold. You have to understand that you have to transmute the negativity into positivity on an endless fucking cycle. And most of you guys choose to stay in the negativity and drown in it as you allow it to corrode your backbone, as you feel the duty of responsibility of life. You have to understand that life, it wasn't supposed to be easy. It was supposed to be a constant development and accruement of character power, accruement of power. And if you're too weak to stand up and actually face the brutal reality and look in the mirror and realize that the version of you, who you are, is not going to be the one to accomplish all your goals. Who you are now is definitely a failure compared to who you could be. There's definitely a better version deeper within you, a more densified character who will wake up every day and get the shit done, but you're not him. And so what you have to understand is that you actually have to take action and get active in momentum to get where you want to go, because you have to understand that your goals isn't going to miraculously fucking manifest from the ether and then drop down into your reality. You have to earn that shit. And so what you have to do is wake up every fucking day with maximum intention, maximum velocity, and actually get high voltage with your life, you fucking couch potato. You fucking sit there lazy as fuck. You stay in bed. You don't even get the fuck up. You don't have any intention to do some shit to better your life. And so that is a direct reflection of your self-worth. And so you have to understand that if you're not going to wake up with high voltage, if you're not going to wake up with intention, if you're not going to actually make investments to get on the trajectory where you need to go and to actually accumulate power into a destination where you seek to attain. Your goal is a destination. It's a mental destination reflected in your external reality. And so you actually have to become competent as an individual and get the fucking blueprint, because you will suffer an inadequacy and you will reverberate and postulate this throughout your existence, and you will die a bitch. Don't think that it's never happened. Look around. Look at your bloodline. Look left, look right. How many people are dying bitches? And then when you realize that's a fucking lot, well, now you have motivation to not be one of them. Peace!